Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for The Gunman, which stars Sean Penn, Javier Bardem, Jasmine Trinca, Ray Winston, Idris Elba, however you say it, Mark Rylance, Peter Franzen, and yeah, that's basically it for the cast. So yeah, before I begin, though, 10-second spoiler warning for those that have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already. Please don't comment down below or stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning, as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those that have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning. As usual, I did. So yeah, The Gunman. As usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So basically, in this movie, you have Sean Penn, and he's this hired gunman, basically. And one day he had to kill the leader, or the I guess the leader or the boss of this huge mining company. About 6 years later, after the assassination, um, after 6 years later, he has to return to the Congos, and that is when he is ambushed and he has to try to survive. Basically, there's people who are trying to kill him due to the fact that he did kill that mining leader, like 6, 7, 8 years ago. Um, so yeah, where do I start off with this? Okay, so many people. I'm gonna start off with the action, which is interesting because here many people say that the action sucks. Okay, many people say that there are horrible action, that most of the action scenes are terrible, and I have to disagree. Most of the action there's some good action scenes, and then some bad action scenes. Thing is that for every good action scene there is, there's one that's equally as bad. Because you have one where Sean Penn he's beating up people, fist, which is actually pretty cool. Sometimes it is poorly cut, but for the most part, it's pretty cool to see it. Um, I mean, there are a few times where it kind of is like take three in or taken three, which is like ba 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 ba, which is some of the bad action scenes. But at the same time, you have ones where you actually see the people's faces and people are fighting, which is pretty cool. But again, as I said before, for every good action scene, there's also one that's equally as bad. So yeah, the acting is actually pretty decent. I'm gonna say that the acting is actually pretty decent. The thing is that the script, not so much. Okay, the script is also pretty decent. I will have to admit, it's not as decent as the acting. There are a few lines that are actually good lines. That are actually decently written. But for every again at the same time, for every decently written good good very decently dialogue scene with dialogue, I guess there's one that's equally as bad. There is it flips flops. Sometimes it's a good dialogue, sometimes it's bad dialogue. Good dialogue, bad dialogue. It's all over the place. Also, you have plot points that are kind of brought up out of nowhere. There's this one part where in the beginning of the movie where it's found out that he has some kind of brain problem, or I don't know, health problem or health issue, and the doctor tells him that you shouldn't be moving that much. You shouldn't be uh, straining yourself. You shouldn't be doing anything that's gonna hurt you. And then throughout the whole movie, or for what we think is throughout the whole movie, he's doing action scenes, almost by verbatim, not really caring about himself until the end, where it all kind of just comes full circle out of nowhere, and it makes no sense. So yeah, also about the action scenes very quickly. Um, there's a few good action scenes a few action scenes in the beginning. There's like no action scenes except for maybe two in the middle, and there's like again like a few some decent amount of action scenes at the end. Like the middle is like devoid of action scenes. The middle of the movie is more like a romance because you have him and Javier Bardem's wife just going off trying to survive, and it's kind of some kind of weird love story. Also because indirectly he just killed the husband Javier Bardem. So it makes no sense. And one of the worst things about this movie, is that it's just straight up boring. It's boring as all hell. It's just extremely boring. I mean, sometimes during the action scenes, even if they're good, even if the action scenes are good, the action scenes are still boring at times. They're like, oh yeah, it's very well done, but it's boring. It was just boring. I mean, yeah, I mean that's the worst thing about the movie. It's just boring. From the dialogue to the acting to even the action scenes. The action scenes are supposed to wake me up. Aside from, but it really doesn't. It's just there. It's boring. Um, yeah, that's basically it for my review. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. So it's just a boring movie. It does have a few good parts, but it's just boring. So yeah, that's basically it for my thoughts on it. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Follow me on Instagram, Daniel Mart, in which I post stuff about movies, TV shows, and comics. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.